Hello again. I've been using this MacBook Pro from 2015 with a Retina display. It's a pretty nice display. It's a bit heavy, 2.1 kilograms, but I've been using it not for traveling or to take it with me somewhere, but in the room just as a portable YouTube viewer mostly. A bit Telegram. I've installed Aquamax, a version of Emacs, and I've installed GZ Doom. I haven't really played anything really, but it's possible. And so for YouTube videos, for watching that, it's okay. Sound is a bit crappy. It's tinny, no lower frequencies. I think that's a main issue with it. But I'll go now to this, and that's something I mentioned on my website in some place, which is that every little thing that a person does or says gives an indication to their personality. For example, usernames, aristocrat. So this is a moderator on what is Arch Linux Discord server. Due to mass trolls coming in from blah 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 blah, all server invites are paused until further noticed. Of course, moderators are usually power-hungry nutters. And certain people also gravitate towards positions like that, even if they are not moderators, but get themselves into a perceived position of authority. I call them authoritarian bullshit artists. They think they know a lot just because they post a lot or things like that. And there is an issue on forums. I mentioned it on my website, and here is an easy way to just see what a person is like. Just look at their username, aristocrat, then you know already that he's almost certainly an authoritarian bullshit artist, or someone who wants to enforce his opinion but does not look towards reality and what makes sense. I had something similar, which stood out to me. I mean, which was a guy who had a picture of George Wanker Bush on his for his YouTube handle. He had now who uses that? Here you have people using various pictures. I use a picture of bicycle lighting on one on my main account for bicycle stuff and my travel stuff, etc. People use various, but not that guy. And from that I deduced that guy is almost certainly an a-hole. And then from I looked at his comments, and it turned out he was an a-hole. He even admitted it himself. It also usually people tell you exactly what they're like. It's the same with, for example, that people say psychopaths or sociopaths. I don't make a distinction because there's really no point. They're very good at manipulation, and I think I say, yeah, that's complete nonsense. They are extremely stupid people, because antisocial people are always stupid. They're not good at reasoning. They're not good at hiding themselves. They show you exactly what they are like. For example, the director of Schiphol, for example, people at so there was long ago there was some issue going on with new routes being used, and a town that suddenly got a lot of air traffic over them was really annoyed and started a group, etc. And then some people said in a discussion of forums that he's a wolf in sheep's clothing, the director of Schiphol. He only cares about himself, which means his bank account, which means his bonus, which means that the bonus gets higher, the more traffic there is, etc. He doesn't care about anyone. And then some people say, yeah, he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. No, he says exactly what he is all the time. He doesn't do certain things. He doesn't keep promises because he doesn't give a damn about people. He tells you exactly what's important to him every time. Same with, for example, Putin. In 2005, it was already clear what he's like, and everything else was clear if you looked at it. Of course, I didn't look at it at the time. I wasn't interested in life there. I became interested in 2000 and end of 2010 to think about what to do with my life. And I was thinking actually then already about moving possibly to Ukraine or Russia. In the end, it happened that I went to Ukraine and never went to Russia. And I don't count in 2014 going to occupied Crimea as Russia, that she just occupied Ukraine. And the Russians saying, yeah, it was always Russian. It wasn't. That's complete nonsense. So people tell you, and there are also these weird statements. For example, recently, maybe 2 weeks ago, I saw some statements that, yeah, Putin did a very good job. He's very clever about some propaganda stuff. And I said, what the hell are you talking about, man? This guy's a moron. He's always told you all the propagandists are really, really stupid. But Putin himself is also an unbelievably stupid guy. He's not smart. What actually happens is that people play themselves. They haven't given enough support from the start to Ukraine because they were, they played themselves. They did not go along with what should have been done, but with that which Putin wanted. He played them, but he didn't really play them. They played themselves because they were thinking about what could happen while not taking into account the personality of such persons and what really could happen, which is not as bad as what Putin says. He's just throwing stuff out there. And these people in the military and in politics, etc., they just don't understand it. It's crazy. They don't know. They don't even understand how to deal with psychopaths. Okay, but let's go to something else. This is interesting. So the comments are, I don't really like his videos. I think they're too long-winded and with not enough information for the 30 minutes. And I don't want to watch, because there's not enough told in the 30 minutes. In my own videos, I tried, for example, to make a video shorter and couldn't, because everything was just necessary to tell. And if you talk a certain amount to want to tell everything, then it takes a certain amount of time. But this is different. But still, he does a good job. He exposes stupid shit. He also took a course for, the Linux Foundation on diversity stuff, etc. and reported on that. And that's pretty cool. Okay. And by the way, this woke stuff is not new. It's really inherent, I would say, in especially the GNU stuff. Because the purpose from the start of the GNU stuff was to make software go completely free according to their views of what is free, which means they are idealistic and oppressive. And the GNU license, the GPL license, are not as free as the BSD license, for example. And then people say, yeah, but free means to keep it free. That's irrelevant. That's something else entirely. And they changed the definition of free. Yeah, it's not about your freedom. It's about that the software stays free. So they give the software like a person in business, like a business gets the status of a person. They want to do that with software. It's absolutely moronic. But okay, I'll go into that in another video. I'll show something interesting here, which is one of the comments. The same video. Yeah, this is a second phone I'm using. Not really using, it's a backup. Let's look at this video, this comment. Wait, the distro for furries and fanboys and furries is woke. Is that really the case? A lot of idiots there. Is there a distro that hasn't gone that way? Yeah, a lot of the Linux stuff has gone that way, but it's, as I mentioned, it's been that way really from the start in being idealistic and oppressive. I saw that in the discussions on news groups, and I engaged in some at various points in time. Decided enough. I'm never going to use Linux again. I switched. I already used OpenBSD, then tried FreeBSD and NetBSD and DragonflyBSD briefly. NetBSD also very briefly. I felt for me FreeBSD was the easiest to use, best hardware support from all of the four at the time, and easy to use, fairly easy to install. Some people say, yeah, it's hard to install, but it isn't. It isn't. I've installed, so I've got I took two hard disks and 4 terabytes, 16 terabytes, and two SSDs, 1 terabyte and 120 gigabytes, one with FreeBSD 13.0, one FreeBSD 14.1, to get all my stuff, to do everything I need to do here. I didn't take my old PC completely because I wanted to take other things. I thought other things are more important. And it turned out I was taking 61 kilograms of luggage, which is quite a lot. So it would have been difficult to add a bit more, like a computer would have added probably 10 kilograms. In any case, I've got now 4 hard disks and 3 SSDs in this computer. And by the way, with one SSD is not at the moment connected. With the 4 hard disks and the 2 SSDs, the power use is lower than the PC that I have in the Netherlands with just 2 hard disks and 2 SSDs. So I think it is like 45 watts versus about 60 for the PC in the Netherlands, even though this is a Seasonic Platinum, fanless, and the PC in the Netherlands is a Seasonic Titanium, which is slightly higher efficiency, 750 watts. Should be slightly better, but maybe because this is a 520 watts, it's slightly more efficient at the low end, could be. But in any case, that does not explain the difference in power supplies. Power used, 45 watts for this PC in the same configuration as the other PC, whereas this has 32 gigabytes of RAM, the other has 8 gigabytes of RAM. So the power use of the processors must have decreased, and of the RAM and the motherboard, or in any case the combination, quite a bit decreased. Which is nice. But anyway, back to this. Arch literally has the worst community of any OS on the planet. I don't know about that. Extremely elitist, toxic, and makes the entire OS their personality. Is strange because FreeBSD and Gentoo are more niche and harder to install and way more interesting, but yet have much nicer communities. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I switched to FreeBSD. But OpenBSD is a bit more problematic, I would say, in people who are a bit close to antisocial, which is caused by the founder of the OpenBSD system. But it's still okay. It's far better than anything I encountered in discussions with GNU stuff, for example. And it's not really difficult to install. I installed it on this PC before I got my old hard disks and SSDs. Mainly for the development stuff that I need to continue my project, but also configuration files for Emacs, for Bash RC, Xdefaults, etc. It's now much nicer to use. I did spend some time on trying to recreate them again, and most of it I got, but not everything. And now it's much nicer. But I installed on the 500. There were 2 500 gigabytes hard disks on this that came with this computer. I installed FreeBSD 14.2 on one of the 500 gigabytes hard disk after I removed everything that I didn't need. So it was empty, installed it. It was easy, absolutely not difficult at all. Let's see. Yeah, the weirdest thing about it is how people think it's especially hard in Elite when it's just a non-graphical install like any other non-graphical distros. It's like kids install it and feel achievement from interacting with GNU tooling. Yeah, it's FreeBSD installing is not difficult at all. It was much harder in the old days with no, OpenBSD actually is also very easy to install. I've never really had the really difficult things with installing any of these operating systems was in particular the X Windows configuration long ago, but it's also completely a non-issue these days. Okay, that's it for now. I will go back to the issue of wokeness in Linux and how it's all connected with left-wing stuff and more details on how it works soon. That's it for now. Bye.